Alright guys, we are going to be looking at number 7 on our dihybrid cross packets that I gave you yesterday. So I'm going to walk through this process with you just as a little refresher on what we did yesterday. So for number 7, just go through here real quickly. Our dominant allele for a normal coat color in wolves is going to be represented by a capital N. A recessive allele is going to be the black coat color in wolves, and that's going to be a lowercase n. Our dominant allele for brown eyes is going to be a capital B, and our recessive allele for blue eyes is going to be a lowercase b. So our cross here is a heterozygous parent with a heterozygous parent. Okay, so heterozygous, remember, means different, so we're going to have a capital and a lowercase. So we're going to have a capital N, lowercase n, capital B, lowercase b. The other parent is going to be heterozygous as well, so we are just going to copy that down. Alright, so that's our cross. So I'm going to go over to this extra sheet of paper I gave you and copy down the cross we just wrote down. Okay. So now, remember, our next step is to FOIL. So remember, FOIL stands for first, outer, inner, and last. So I'm going to start with one parent. Okay, so first, if you need to draw your line down the middle of the traits there, that's fine. First in each set is going to be a capital N and a capital B. Outer is our outermost letters, capital N, lowercase b. Inner is going to be the innermost letters, lowercase n, capital B, and then last, lowercase n, lowercase b. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing for this parent. So we're going to go first, capital N, capital B, outer, capital N, lowercase b, inner, lowercase n, capital B, and last, lowercase, lowercase. Okay, so now I can go ahead and start filling in my Punnett square. I'm going to go back to this page. Okay, so capital N, capital B, capital N, lowercase b, lowercase n, capital B, and lowercase n, capital B. And same thing down the side. Oh, I just realized I messed up top here. So this should be a lowercase b. Okay? Alright, so I'm going to start filling in. Remember, we follow the same process that we did with our monohybrids. So same letters go together and capitals go first. So our N's are going to go with our N's and our B's are going to stick with our B's. So capital N here, bring that down. Bring this capital N across. Capital B down and capital B across. Alright, capital N, capital N, capital B, lowercase b. Capital N, lowercase n, capital B, and capital N, lowercase n, capital B, lowercase b. Alright, so I'm just going to keep following that process and finish filling these in here. Okay, so now that's all filled in. Hopefully you can see that. I'll zoom in here for a second. Okay, so that's what you should have. Go ahead and check your work. Alright, so now we need to go back to this page and start writing in our genotypes. Now this is the time-consuming part. Let me go ahead, pull that down so you can see both here as I walk through it. Okay, so I'm always going to start with this one up top. So remember, a good tip is when you count one, go ahead and put a little mark in the box so you know you've already counted it. So I'll start with this one here, 2 capital N's and 2 capital B's. Okay, so I have one right there, so I want to mark it. And I'm going to look through and see if I have any others that are 2 capital N's and 2 capital B's. And I'm not seeing any others, so that's just going to be 1 out of 16. Alright, then I'll go down to my next one. 2 capital N's, a capital B, and a lowercase b. So that's 1 right there. And 1 right there, that's 2. And I'm not seeing any more. So that's going to be 2 out of 16. Alright, next one. Capital N, lowercase n, capital B. So that's 1. And 2. And that's all I'm seeing of that one. So 2 out of 16. Next one, capital lowercase. So that's 1 right there. 2, 3, and 4. So 4 out of 16. Alright, next one we haven't counted yet. Capital N, lowercase b. So 1. And 2. So 2 out of 16. Alright, next one. Capital N, lowercase b. So 1. And that's all I'm seeing of that one. So 1 out of 16. Alright, next one. Lowercase n, capital B. So 1 here. And that's all of that one. Next one, lowercase n, capital B. 1 and 2. 2 out of 16. And then our last one here is all lowercases. And there's only 1. So a good way to check to see, make sure you got them all, is to count them up and make sure they equal 16. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So we know we got them all. Alright, so now we can go down and do our phenotypes. So just to review here, if we have a dominant allele, so that's a capital N, we're going to have a normal coat. If we have the lowercase n's, that's going to be black. A dominant allele for eyes is going to be brown, that's a capital B. And recessive is going to be blue, and that's a lowercase b. So remember, we can only have the recessive trait showing if it's in the homozygous state. So for this one, we have 2 capital N's and 2 capital B's. That's going to give us normal and brown eyes. So normal and brown. Okay, so that's normal and brown here. We have a capital N and capital B, so that's also going to be normal and brown. Capital N, capital B, that's normal and brown as well. And then capital N, capital B, this one's going to be normal and brown. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 total. So 9 out of 16. Alright. Moving on here, we have 2 capital N, so that's going to be normal coat. and 2 lowercase b's, that's going to give us blue eyes. So normal and blue. So this one here, this one here is going to give us normal and blue eyes as well, and then the rest of these will be black coats. So we just have these two, so that's going to be 2 and 1 more, a total of 3 out of 16. Okay, and this one is going to have the recessive coat color, so that's going to be black. And 2 capital B's is going to give us the dominant eye color, which is going to be brown. Alright, and this one right here will also give us that combination, so a total of 3 out of 16. And our very last one, a homozygous recessive for both traits, is going to be black coat and blue eyes. And that is just 1 out of 16. So once again, I'm going to go through and count these, make sure I got them all. 9 and 3 is 12, and 3 more is 15, plus 1 is 16. Okay, last thing you need to do for these phenotypes is add on the percentages. These aren't going to be real nice numbers, so you can just round them. So the percentage for 9 out of 16 is going to be around 56%. 3 out of 16 is going to be around 19%. Once again, 3 out of 16, 19%, and then 1 out of 16 is about 6%. Alright, so now I can use that information to answer these questions on this page. So what is the probability of producing a wolf with a normal coat color and brown eyes? We found that to be about 56%. With our possible genotypes being capital N, capital B, capital N, capital B, lowercase b, capital N, lowercase b, and capital B, and then the last one, capital N, capital B, lowercase b. Letter B, what is the probability of producing a wolf with a normal coat color and blue eyes? We found that to be about 19%, with the possible genotypes being capital N, lowercase b, capital N, lowercase b. What's the probability of producing a wolf with a black coat and brown eyes? That is going to be about 19% once again, with the possible genotypes being lowercase n, capital B, lowercase n, capital B, lowercase b. And the last one, probability of producing a wolf with a black coat and blue eyes, only about 6%, with the only possible genotype being lowercase n, lowercase b. Okay, so when you are working on the rest of this worksheet, which with the one I just did with you today and the one I did with you yesterday only leaves you with 2 to finish up today, so you should be able to get that done by the end of the period, and we can go over it together tomorrow. So follow these same steps for the other 2, and I will see you guys on Thursday. And this girl says hello.